What's up, Juventini? Alberto here, got all your Juventus news, all right? And we are going to go through it as we have a new target, this one coming out of the Austrian league to talk about. We have two members of this current Juventus side that are set to reach historic numbers on Monday's game against Udinese. The latest on Vlahovic and if he can get into the lineup for that game. And Max Allegri set to make a tweak to the setup that many of you Juventini have been asking for quite some time. We're going to go through it all right now, so like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. First things first, we have been hearing the rumors about Juve eyeing up and keeping tabs on Toni Kroos. All right, but it is said that is most likely is just going to sign a one-year extension at Real Madrid. But we have another experienced veteran that Juve is keeping tabs on, and that is Jorginho. All right, so Juve set to be monitoring the situation around that player. For me, you guys know where I stand on Toni Kroos. That's an absolute no-brainer. Even though it's going to be a difficult operation, I would definitely go that route. As far as Jorginho goes, despite form or anything like that, I have felt like this for some time. His name seems to always creep up, but there was a time where I would make that move for Juventus. Right now, I feel the time has passed. I would say no to Jorginho, but you guys know the drill. I lay it out for you to play it out, so hit me in the comments with what you think about Jorginho being targeted by Juventus. Now, we get to Federico Balzaretti, the director at Udinese, who is set to come into town, Turin, on Monday to face Juventus. Well, he says Juventus is very much in the mix for Lazar Samardzic, all right? This should come as no surprise to us. We heard about a month and a half ago from some credible sources as well that Juve had reached terms and an agreement with the player and his father/agent, all right? Now, he is heavily going to be linked with Juventus right through the rest of the season going into the summer. It'll come down to the summer to see if Juventus actually does act on this interest and the fact that they do have terms with the player. They couldn't make anything happen in January, but will they strike in summer? Let's see. And will they use this opportunity on Monday with it? Well, it's being reported the father/agent will also be in town to kind of schmooze them and show them facilities and take them around. We will see, all right? But it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in the summer with Juventus, as we have a ton of targets being listed and associated with our name. Another one, a new one, out of the Austrian league, all right? 20-year-old and labeled as versatile midfield maestro, Moritz Kjærgaard, all right? 20-year-old Danish midfielder, a big presence, big stature in the midfield, plays naturally right in the heart of the midfield, but can also play on the right side of the midfield and advanced in attacking positions. He has good numbers this season as well in 17 total appearances, hitting 2 goals and 7 assists. Juve keeps eyeing up the highly touted young talented players. This player has had big clubs hovering around and being linked with his name. Juventus adds themselves to the mix. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's, again, just a name to take and throw it in your back pocket. We'll see what comes of it in the future, all right? But he sounds like an absolute unit. All right, now we get to another unit, and that's Dusan Vlahovic, but things aren't looking good for him making the game on Monday. Romeo Gresti says today Vlahovic trained separate from the group and he will not be starting in the game. Milik is set to start. We have two members, though, in that game that are set to reach historic numbers, one of them being Alexandro, who is slated to start in the absence of Danilo, who's going to be facing suspension due to cards. 320 total appearances this will mark for Alex Sandro. That will tie David Trezeguet, and that will put him 7 away from the leader, Pavel Nedved, in most appearances for a foreigner at Juventus. The other record historic setting mark is Allegri is set to tie the great Marcello Lippi with 405 appearances on Monday against Udinese. And also, if he gets the victory, that would get him at 1,001 points in those games. Incredible numbers there for Mad Max. But what's set to happen? Mad Max could be tweaking the setup with something that many of you Juventini have been asking for, and that is playing 2 out of these 3 players, Yildiz, Chiesa, and Alcaraz, behind the striker, who is set to be Milik. So he is apparently looking at changing the shape from the 3-5-2 into the 3-4-2-1. For me, I am all for this. This is a no-brainer, all right? You've brought in Alcaraz. He seems eager and raring to go. He does play well in these advanced positions. We have needed a little bit of help in the transition from midfield to offense. Using these two guys in this manner, any of these two out of these three, I think will bode well for Juventus and should help in the balance in attack from left side to right side. I'm all for this one. Udinese, no disrespect to that team, also presents an opportunity to make a switch like this, attempt it, and not get punished. All right, so I am all for this move 1000%. This wraps up your daily update, and you guys know the drill. Let me know what you think about this tweak to 3-4-2-1. Which two out of those three players are you choosing for this game? And let me know what you think about all the other news. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily update video. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.